Hello everybody, Mike Levin here. I am shooting the video while the YouTube app is uploading the last video I shot of my run out to the hardware store to get these 9-foot lengths of 2-inch standard PVC piping. And the project for today is to heat gun these pups. Let's see if I got the car position and the camera right. I might have to move it a little bit. I'm gonna heat gun these so that their ends can go over the edge of my racks here on top of the car, making a set of rails that I can slide the Canoe up. And I'll just keep all my little faux pas. This is going to be raw video and stuff. A lot of people like to publish a highly edited version that puts forth some kind of perfected image of who they are and what they do. Not me. Rough edges all around. Rough edges Mike. And I've got a few things I need here. I've got my gloves so I don't burn my hands. And then there's a heat gun floating around. I might have left it inside. I've got the electric for it. So let me just pop my head in the door. Yeah, there it is. Is my feeble little underpowered, I don't know, something like 25 bucks on Amazon, Wagner heat gun. And I'll get that heating up as quick as possible here. And then we're gonna basically be roasting marshmallows. I tried this once with 1.5-inch PVC piping, too small. I basically split the edges of it and trying to stretch the mouth of it out and over these pieces here. 1.5 was too small. That's what was said in the do-it-yourself video on YouTube. These things were like $2 at Home Depot. I got this latest PVC piping at Ace Hardware, which is a bit closer to me. And the heat gun instruction says use gloves. I'm gonna use gloves. I don't wanna injure my hands. There's nothing worse than being in a rush on a project and just overlooking some of the important bits. So I'm gonna try and get this to be easy for you to view. I'm gonna have to sort of prop up these PVC pipes so that you can see them for one, but so that I can do that sort of roasting a marshmallow over a fire kind of action, which I could have do over my fire pit right there, but nah, it's gonna be a heat gun project, and it's gonna be here, and it's gonna be close enough to the car so that when the heat is at that magical, malleable PVC piping point, I move right over to the car and I try and stretch the lip of the pipe over those pieces. So I'm just prepping the camera for that position. You'll have to excuse me here because my camera stand really just broke and I'm just using a couple of these clamps. I'm going to use a second one because that one is not doing the full job. They're great clamps. And if you don't use these, if you don't have these in your life, you should. This is one of my oldest tools that I've owned, but you set a clamp like this at the right length and then you just start squeezing it and it makes it smaller. I'd show you it, except it's holding the camera. And they go to really, really wide clamp mouth lengths, which is part of their charm and appeal. So that will hold that and allow me to make adjustments from 2 points of stability, and it's much better. Okay. Now I get my little Red Ryder wagon. I dump out the mosquito breeding water. I'm going to try and keep this on its edge most of the time, but this will be how I prop up my PVC piping. I try not to whack my car again with it, but honestly, us Jeep people, the car being whacked is just part of the deal. I have the Molinar or Molipar or something, lifetime insurance. So if I crack a windshield or whatever, I just go in, pay my 50 bucks or whatever, and poof, new stuff. All right, that's gonna be at a good point. I'll get this first one ready here. Let's see the position of the wagon chest. I don't want it rolling off. Oh, it's got a perfect little indentation here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a nice little indent that's gonna keep that nice and stable. So, I'll take my heat gun and start roasting our marshmallows, right? It might start to even brown and toast a little bit like a marshmallow. But, you know, plastic, PVC plastic gets soft. Make sure you don't breathe this stuff. It's not something you want to breathe or get into your blood in any way. These plastic polymers, and I can smell it because they cut it from 10 foot to 9 foot so that it would fit in my car. But these polymer plastics are not good for you. Do not breathe them. I probably should even be wearing a mask for just this sort of work, but I'm gonna live with it. And I had a heat gun once before from a friend, Dale Larson, who has inspired me to many things in life, a person who's constantly reinventing himself. And when he moved to Hawaii to become like a personal fitness trainer from the tech industry, it's an amazing thing. He left me, among other things, all his equipment from his pick and pack software operation. Pick and pack meaning you pick things off the shelf and then you pack them in a box and then you send them off to people. So I can see a little bit of browning, a little bit of melting. This is probably at a fairly malleable point now. I'm going to actually do the inside as well. Reinforce the inside and the outside getting soft. And then I'm basically going to try and stretch it over the lip of my canoe rack. I'll see if that has done it. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, it's looking good. Looking good. See how far I can get it on. That's the key, because I need to get it on far enough so that when I lean it down, it will be staying. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I don't want to go even too far because it's only 9 feet, and I want to have enough rampiness to get the canoe up there. I think I'll do a little touch-up work on it. And so if you were to order this off of Amazon as like a ready-made product, now it does have a winch, I have to admit. The non-do-it-yourself version of this has more to it. It has a winch, which is a nice piece, a nice addition to the apparatus, so that you don't have to lift it up and on. You can just use a ratchet and ratchet it on. But that does not suit my vibe. It's about $800, $800 or $900 for that. So I figure this was about 30 bucks a piece. Now it is my second try, but the 1.5-inch pipe was a lot cheaper. So, you know, I'll be into it for probably close to $100 by the time it's done. But that's $100 as opposed to $800. And that money is very, very well spent, because a trip to the urgent care, or God forbid the emergency room for a bad back, right? What is your back worth? What is your not sore back worth? How much would you pay to relieve the pain in your back Oh, I moved the wagon away. I'm actually doing the second one. Let's do that second one. And my thinking is, you know, $100, and really if I did it right, if I got the 2-inch pipes originally, it would not even have been $100. It would have been a $60 project. $60 is, well, you know, is a great deal for not having an injured back. Now I'm still gonna have to move the canoe around. I'm gonna have to move the canoe here, and I have to slide it up these things. And that should be on far enough. I can always do touch-up work later, but honestly, I wanna get out on the river with the kid today. So 80-20 friggin' rule, gotta use it, it's a tool. Reducing clutter that we pack into our lives that hold us back. When goals elude and time flies past, and with each step you're still in last, and wonder where you lost your aim, you'll find recursive tasks to blame. The 80-20 rule just asks you to start to plan your tasks, so when you're only 1/5 done, you could have stopped and still have won. Oh, that would be a good place to finish the video, but this is my raw, unedited stuff, so lucky you. You get to see me see it through. And just like in the Boy Scouts where they go, oh, don't catch your marshmallows on fire. I should say the Scouts of America. My kid's in the Scouts, not the Boy Scouts. Just like the Scouts of America say, oh, don't burn your marshmallows. You just want to keep them right above the fire and keep rotating it till there's just the lightest browning. Well, those are some Scouts that don't know about the yumminess of caramelization. But anyway, I'll abide by that rule. It's what's appropriate here. I'm looking for that little liquidy sheen on the PVC piping telling me that it's liquidy, that it's in its malleable state. And I'm trying to go back far enough that it'll, you know, catch enough on the lip of the roof rack, of the canoe rack, so that it'll work. And now I'm doing the inside because, well, for self-evident reasons. And there we go. It's probably about as much as I did the other one. You'll notice whenever I put this down, I put it down facing out. I don't turn it off because I don't want it cooling off. I'm going to be doing touch-up work in a moment. Yeah. Yeah. Just as easy and smooth as the first one. There's a magic moment here that I didn't quite realize with the first one, where you go as far as you can. You really go for broke on that first moment. I probably have this maybe, no, they're about the same, honestly. Even the touch-up work probably hasn't really done much, I gotta tell you. Huh, I'm not gonna do touch-up, that's just perfect. I'll turn this off so you can hear me better, because that's over. Again, these gloves are wonderful. Don't do a job like this without it. They're not expensive. These were $2, $3 on sale. Get the ones on sale. Stock up on them. Have a bunch around. Okay, so there's kind of a moment of truth here, isn't there? I'll bring the canoe over. We'll see if we can do this. Sorry, I got the neighbors using leaf blowers on both sides, but it shouldn't affect the video too much. They're great neighbors. I love them to death. See, it's pretty easy to carry just like this, you know, one person on your shoulder and stuff. Even over your head is not bad. I gotta say, the Canoe is astoundingly lighter than I ever imagined. It's made from styrofoam. And my college professor who I bought it from, the guy who actually did those Illuminati reversible logos, Earth, Air, Fire, and Water, that's the guy who I bought this canoe from. Go Google it, Illuminati tattoo. Tons of people have it as a tattoo. The master artist who did that tattoo is the guy who sold me this canoe. And his name is John Langdon. He's also the person who Dan Brown's Robert Langdon character is loosely based on. This wonderful college professor. He did this great Alice in Wonderland book recently. He has the same Alice in Wonderland kind of, I don't know, call it an obsession, if you will, as I do. Same with Dorothy. It's not just Alice. It's also Harry Potter, Princess Nell from the Diamond Age, and all of the coming-of-age books of young people with dynamic personalities. All right, so moment of truth. Was it all worth it? Ooh. Yeah, of course that was worth it. One, not injured back. Did you see how easy that went? Winches, $800, $900. Who needs it? You saw me do that from beginning to end. 30 bucks, 30 bucks. At Ace Hardware, they're probably a lot cheaper if it went to Home Depot, but I needed to get it done quickly. And that's it. My next step is strapping the thing on, throwing the life jackets in the car. I got another life jacket somewhere I just got for the kid, a much better one. I want to find that, but you know, that is mission accomplished, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you again soon. And don't forget to subscribe.